welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be ranking the Season 1 cast of Disventure camp. So here I have everybody. I'm going to start from Will and then on Miriam. So let's go. For Will, I think Will was kind of mid. I feel like he didn't really do much for the 2 episodes he had. I know he really only had 2 episodes, but yeah, not much he did. And I'm only going to rank them from, it's just Season 1. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm not looking at All-Stars. I'm not looking at Tom Jake. I'm not looking at Season 5. Nothing else, just Season 1. So Season 1, Will, mid. Didn't really do anything. Drew, I'll say mid as well. He didn't do anything. Nick, I think Nick is okay. Because I think he has, like, unlike Will and Drew, I think he's long enough where we get to see, like, him actually talk to a bit more people. Like, Will really was just in the lines. Like, at least Nick got to interact with a few other characters before getting voted off. But yeah. And then we have Lil. And I think Lil is a okay character. Again, she got to interact with a pretty good amount of characters. Wouldn't say she's the best, but I wouldn't say she's bad by any means. But yeah, I think Lil is just okay in the middle. Next we have Ashley, and this is where I just start to say a bit more about the characters. And again, I think Ashley falls into the okay category. She really didn't do anything that much. She really is just alright character. Doesn't do much. She really gets more focused in All-Stars, but again, we're not looking at All-Stars. Just Season 1. She has a good relationship with Lil, Will, and, you know, her somewhat friendship with Nick. It didn't last too much, but I guess so. And now we're moving on to Dan. And Dan is a mid. I'm sorry, I don't really like Dan too much. I feel like he really doesn't do much. He only interacts with, like, Gabby. And I think his interaction with Gabby helped Gabby more than it helps him. And I don't think Dan gains anything from his conversation with Gabby. So yeah. And then we have Gabby, and she's the first, like, I think Gabby's alright. She doesn't last long enough where I feel like she deserves peak. I don't think she's peak yet. But next we have Gret, and again, I'll say Gret is a like in Season 1. If we were counting all the seasons, I think she'll probably be here. But yeah, I think I like Gret. She's alright. She's pretty well on her own team, on the teal team, when it starts. And when she gets moved to the purple team with Alec and Fiore, I think she really shines there. Like, that trio is probably one of the best trios so far in Disventure camp, villain-wise and, you know, normal-wise, actually. But yeah, next up, Tom. In controversial opinion, I did not enjoy Tom that much. I think rewatching the season, Tom kind of like is off in his side, you know, with his relationship with Jake. But like, the thing is, I don't feel like Tom got to interact with, like, many other characters outside of Jake. Like, his only other interaction was Miriam, but I feel like Miriam and Jake's relationship is a lot more stronger. Because you really don't get, like, just a scene of Miriam and Tom just interacting. Like, no, like, strategies outside. Just these two talking to each other about, like, anything. Like, not really much of talking there. But yeah, I really don't like Tom that much in Season 1. I think he's alright in season 3. That's another controversial opinion. But here we have Jake, and if this was All-Star Jake, I wouldn't put him in do not like. But because this is season 1 Jake, I just think he's okay. I don't think season 1 Jake was that bad. I think towards the end he's kind of bad, but that's like in the last few episodes. I know he does a bit of messing up with him and Tom's relationship, but again that's kind of like towards the end of his run. I think overall he's actually pretty good. This is the only season I feel like where him and Tom's relationship is actually pretty good. Like in season 3 he's not really. And Tom Jake, I haven't watched season 2. And from what I remember season 1, yeah, they were alright. But this one I actually enjoyed the relationship. And Jake has a few other bonds. He has a bond with Ellie, which doesn't last too long, but it's a pretty good relationship. And then we have his friendship with Miriam. It's probably one of the best ones. And yeah, that's all I have to say with Jake. He gets a lot worse after season 1. He peaks in season 1. That's bad. Next I have Alec. And if this was all Alec all the way, I probably wouldn't rank him this high. But I think Alec is peak or like actually. I'm gonna put him like really high. Like I really like Alec. I really like his dynamic with Fiore. And yeah, I just like it's really fun because he's just a strategic character. At first, like Alec really doesn't do a lot, but I think when Fiore gets like shown evil, and Alec and Fiore have their duo, I think that's where he really shines a lot. With his duo with Fiore, and then when he gets with Ellie, I think that's a pretty good duo. And then just later on in the season, I like it, but at the end, his run, I think he kind of fumbled a bit, and to be honest, I didn't like Alec in season 3 at all. But again, we're only ranking season 1, so if I was to rank Alec here, just for season 1, it would be a lot lower in my opinion if I ranked full Alec. But it doesn't matter because we have Ellie, and Ellie's our first peak. I think Ellie's a pretty good character. Ellie has enough bond where I feel like she is kind of like, I wouldn't say the main character, but I feel like she's one of the main characters. Which is like, she has pretty good amount of interactions. I already talked about, her and Alec, that kind of duo, they're kind of on the outside of their team at first, but then they start dominating towards the end. And then you have a relationship with Gabby. I really enjoyed that. She has another, like, her friendship with Jake, again, doesn't really last that long, but I think it was pretty cool. She actually got to talk to Ashley and Lil for a little bit. And I like towards the end, her and Miriam's kind of rivalry towards the end of the game. But yeah, that's all I have to say for Ellie. I think Ellie is a peak character. Now we move on to Fiore, and again, Fiore is another peak character. I feel like Fiore, again, has similar, like I like how Fiore starts off as this kind of like unknown character. I feel like that's kind of something that like Fiore kind of loses to like every other season. Like she starts off as like nobody really suspects her, nobody really cares about her, but like that allows her to like play suspiciously, play in the shadows. And I like that. But like and then when she gets exposed, I don't think that really like makes her a worse character, because after she gets exposed, she still has her alliance with Alec and Garrett that like, helps her still. And I also think it's pretty fun to see her interaction with other characters towards the end of the game. Yeah, I think Ellie is I think Fiora is a peak character. Finally, we have Miriam. I would say Miriam, the winner of this season, is a like character. I think Miriam was alright. Don't think she was the best character. But yeah, I think overall her win was deserved. She had enough, like, her dynamics with the other characters were pretty good. And yeah, that is it for this ranking. I didn't put anyone in do not like, but to be fair, that's because a lot of the season 1 characters were pretty good. So yeah, I don't know why that dog is barking. It's like 12 a.m. It's like 1 a.m. bro. I don't know why my neighbor's dog is barking, but yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say. And that is it for this video, and goodbye.